Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you one of the many things that I have to do when it comes to owning a bunch of cats. Because I do have a lot of cats. I have 10 altogether, except 3 are indoor and 7 of them are outside. If you don't know the backstory, basically one day I had a stray cat, which is Miss Mama Kitty. Lily is her name that I named her. She basically showed up on our property and was hanging around all the places. She was actually hanging around at my grandparents' house because they live near us. And then I kind of coaxed her over here and started feeding her wet food every single day. Well, I noticed that she was really chunky, and then she one day got really skinny, which told me, I think she had kittens. She ended up having kittens, and she had 6 of them. We ended up finding them one day right before it actually started to get cold outside, thankfully last year, I think around October, and they were hidden on a shelf. Lily gave birth to her kittens on a shelf, which is very dangerous. Actually, the way that we ended up finding the kittens is my grandpa was outside messing around with his boat, which is where the shelf is located underneath his canopy, and he happened to see a kitten on the ground crying, and the kitten had fell off from the shelf that Lily decided to give birth on. So cats don't normally tend to give birth to their cats in safe places. They literally decide the most random places to give birth to their kittens, but thankfully we found all 6 of them, and they're all safe, they're all healthy, and they are all alive today, which is what matters. When I originally had all 6 of these kittens, I was like, there's no way that I could keep them all, and still to this day I'm surprised that I decided to keep all of them, because 7 cats is a lot to take care of, but I didn't want any of them getting split up. They're already outside cats, because when I found them, they're around 5 weeks old, I would have to say. They were really little. Sorry, the chickens are going crazy today. They were really little, and I just didn't want to split them up because they're siblings, you know, and not many people are able to keep all the litter together and not separate them, but I have. So basically what we did was, we didn't have a place for these cats at first. Lily was just hanging around the area. I didn't know she had like an actual family, and she was just coming up here, but when she decided to start hanging around here throughout the whole day, that's when I knew she did not have a family, and she was just a stray cat that maybe someone let out, or maybe she just wandered off from their home. She's just a stray, okay? Another thing is that I was going to say, what was I going to say? So when we got all these kittens, we didn't have a place to put them. We weren't expecting these cats. They just showed up, you know. We didn't go out and purposely buy 7 cats. We had an old tree house that we used to have that was actually a tree house on stilts, and then we moved over here, we cut it down, and you guys may remember the tree house from my older videos, and now it's over here. Well, we moved it over here and we used it as our feed shed, and then as time went on, when we found Lily and her kittens, we made it into a cat house. So now it is strictly a cat house with no feed in it. Our feed is actually stored underneath where the camera is. And now they just have this whole entire little building, and then we built them a catio because they did not have a room in the building, and then it's going to be hot during the summertime, so they needed a place to go out and relax. So as you can see, here is the catio. We did a paint job to it. It has these little lights, and there's the cat house as well. Now right here is just temporary steps, and as well as there's some buckets for litter because I need to take them off to the landfill. But these are temporary steps. We're hoping to one day carry on this porch, or either make a whole new porch and carry it on, but for now these work. They're old property of Pepsi bottling things that hold all these bottles of Pepsi, and I just love this catio. They love to come out here in the morning times and hang out. They have a tunnel, they have a bed, they have a humongous scratching post in there. I don't know if you can see it from where you are. There's the scratching post, you can kind of see it, and there's little Miss Nyla hanging out at the door, and a lot of the times I come out here, and during the day they'll be hanging out in here because it does have air conditioner. It has a window unit inside of it, so they're not in complete hotness. They do have a fan that blows through the window and gives them air, so I really love that. Now, if you guys have watched my videos a long time ago when I first got this catio, there was carpet down in here. During the summertime, they made this carpet a absolute disaster. I took it out, I washed it in my wash machine. It's completely clean, but once it becomes wintertime again and the cold air sets in and you see these cracks in the floor, that's when I'm going to put this carpet back down. But during the summertime, they don't really need that carpet. I mostly put the carpet down so that way the cold air would not come through the floor. So let me show you the inside. It's a bit messy. There is 7 cats that live in here. Sweat bee. So as we walk in, you will see they got their food and their water. There's Mama Kitty hanging out. They do tear up their cat trees, as you can see. They do some damage on them, that is for sure. Look here, they have done a lot of damage on these cat trees. And over here is their litter boxes, which is what we're going to change today. I change these about every 2 weeks completely, but I scoop them every single day. I have been trying to use pellet litter because it is way cheaper than regular litter, and I do have 7 cats, so litter can be a bit expensive when it comes to having all these cats. So they do not really care for the pellet litter, so this may be something we need to take out, but it looks like someone might have used the bathroom in it today, so there is hope. And this is my little vault that stores all of the cat food and all the necessities that needs to be used on a daily basis. And it's just so that way they don't get into it. And I have a vacuum in here because when there was carpet, I vacuumed. I need to vacuum some more because they're shredding everything. And this is a old Pottery Barn teen couch, and I brought it in here so that way they can have a place to lay down and chillax. And I come in here and they're laying on it. They really enjoy it, and they got their little blankets and pillows, and a lot of them are hiding back here. You see them? For some reason, they love to hide back here and sleep, and then they'll come out and go in here. And then they'll come out from back there and go into their catios through a little hole that's in here. Now, so as far as the catio, when it comes to winterizing this catio, what am I going to do? Well, I have not experienced the winter time with this catio yet, so it's all up for I don't know yet. But I do know that during the winter time I put up curtains, because these curtains are really thick blankets which will keep the cold air out from blowing in on them. And then they have this big old heat light here, as you can see, and this thing is big enough to heat up this whole entire area. But just in case it isn't, I do put up 2 heat lights that are little, that are over here and over here, but they're down right now. Only one's up. They're scared right now because someone's mowing grass. But anyways, in the wintertime, with this window unit that's in here for air, I don't know what we're going to do with this exactly, because I haven't experienced having this in here, because we were just using this fan. And at first, when it wasn't as hot outside, this was doing it justice, mixed in with the fact that they can go outside as well to cool off. But then it was needed for a window unit, and it needs to be blowed out again because so much cat hair gets in this thing, you would be so shocked. But it's just zip tied up, so that way it's easy to take it down and blow it out without having it secure permanently. So yeah, and a lot of these cords here, if you're wondering, they are cat proofed by zip ties that have the plugs plugged in, because we did have an incident when they were kittens. They would mess with the cords and unplug them, and then it would be cold outside, and I'm like, y'all, you unplugged your heat light. That's why it's cold in here. But they always huddled up together and stayed warm. But we haven't had that issue since they've gotten a lot older, so thankfully they're out of that kitten stage now. But when it becomes wintertime, I will definitely put up those nice warm curtains on this window, and over the door. Actually, one of them is already hanging up right here, ready to be tacked down. It's a really thick blanket that I sewed into a curtain, and the other ones are stored inside the house, because if I didn't store them in there, they would mess them up. So yeah, and as far as going outside in the catio, once it gets colder, I will put a cat door, some type of cat door on this catio, so that way they will be locked up at nighttime and then let out in the morning. Right now they're able to go in and out as they please, but when it becomes colder, I don't want cold air to blow in through this hole, or have one of them sleeping outside in the cold, if that makes sense, because sometimes cats don't just get the memo that, hey, it's cold, go back inside. But As you can see, they love hanging out in their little catio and having a grand old time. This has been the best thing that we ever built for them, and we have made it work. And I know I never mentioned about getting them fixed, but the boy cats are fixed and the girl cats are getting fixed here really soon. So yeah, thankfully the boys are fixed, so there's going to be no baby making in this process. So thankfully, no more kittens. We don't need no more. But this is the catio, and I'm going to work on cleaning these litter boxes. I just used a Tidy Cat bucket litter. I have experimented with a bunch of different brands, but I always go back to the tried and true Tidy Cat bucket litter because you get a lot for your money. Now today I am filming this video on my GoPro with the media mod hooked up to the DJI mic. Let me know how you like the quality, the sound, everything, because I would like to know, okay? Alright, so I got all the litter boxes empty. Now I'm going to show you the next step. So I'm going to get my water hose. It's over here, and hang it over the fence. That way I can use it. And this process, of course, takes a lot of time, but it's just the easiest way to do it, honestly. So I'm going to squirt these down with water, and I just use the simplest thing to clean them. Hang on, let me open this little hatchet because it's so hard to open. So the cleaning supplies that I use to clean it is this big old hefty bottle of Dawn dish soap. That's what I like to use to clean it, because Dawn doesn't have a lot of chemicals like a lot of sprays have and stuff, so that's what I use. And then I have a brush dedicated to their litter box cleanings, which is this blue brush, and it has a nice little end on it to get all these tough spots. So I just wet it down, clean it, and then I use some paper towels and put it into a trash bag when I'm done to dry it. This is the petlets I was talking about with the litter. They are from Tractor Supply. They're called petlets bedding that you use for horses, and that's all I use in the petlets. So I'm going to clean these, and I'll get back to you to show what it looks like. Well, guys, it's hours later, guys, and with the cats, I done a lot today, like a lot. I'm literally wore out from how much I did. I spent like 2 hours on the cat house and catio combined, just getting it cleaned up. I decided to put the carpet back in there because I was like, I prefer it with the carpet in there because it just seems more homey, and I just want them to have something soft on their feet. It's been so much time later that it's about to be dark, and the camera is fogging up. The camera is fogging up because of the temperature difference from the house to outside. But the pool is doing good, if you're wondering. It's just it needs to be cleaned. There's some leaves in the bottom of it. But it's been staying pretty clean. I probably need to change the chlorine tablets out, but I haven't done that today. But let's go check out the catio and see how it's looking. So, as you guys can hear, there's a lot of like bugs. I don't know if those are like locusts or what, singing. Let's go see the cats and all the time I spent out here. I'm not completely done. You see this little feed container? It still needs to air dry because I had to clean it and it was hard to dry. Well, they're in the catio. Some of them are. We got Jetson, Nyla and Allie, Chloe, and I think that's all that's out here. There's Chloe. Look, she hardly ever comes out. She's so cute. Yes, Miss Nai is precious. But I spent a bunch of time in here vacuuming because they get litter from their feet and then track it out here. So it's nice and clean. Isn't it? Aren't y'all so pretty? Oh, who's that? Is that Elroy? Yeah, Elroy's coming out. Oh, there's Batman and Elroy. Here comes Elroy. All we're missing is Mommy Kitty. But let's show them the tour of the inside, guys. Don't you want them to see the inside of your house is nice and clean? Oh my goodness. What's we doing in here? Except for making a mess again. Okay, so basically they drug down that zip tie and that light thing. But as you can see, they've got their carpet back down. Do you prefer your carpet? I'm going to try to keep my shoes off of this carpet because that tends to make it more dirty too because my shoes are dirty. So I'm not going to put my shoes on this carpet. Look at Chloe in here. Chloe's what's in here. And here's their litter boxes, all nice and clean. So that's finally done. And here is their bowl area, all vacuumed and cleaned as well. It takes a lot of time to do this, but it's worth it because they like it, and that's all that matters. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little cleaning video of the catio. Here soon, it's already September. Here soon, it'll be almost getting cold outside, and we're gonna have to go from fan to heat lights. So winterizing is coming soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you go check out all my other videos. We are close to 100 videos on my page. Isn't that crazy? I'm like super shocked. 100 videos. Nana, do you want to say bye-bye? Yes, Miss Nana and her big eyes. She's so precious. Oh, who else is in here? Elroy, Batman's playing with my shoes. Jetson's coming inside. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.